Pride cometh before the fall. Here's the deal, friends. I've been mostly calm and neutral in the front end of this channel, but something has been eating at my mind lately, and well, it's time to get real. So here goes. No matter how much someone is doing for the kingdom, no matter how gifted they are, no matter how visible their ministry is, no matter how effective God is using them, they are still a man, not God. And because they are a man, they will sometimes do things that are good for them, not always what feels good for you. That's not wickedness. That's humanity. And if that truth offends you, it's not because it's wrong. It's because pride just got touched. So there is this dangerous lie out there, and it's all about self-importance. Here's the trap we all fall into. We start saying things like, after all I've done, they don't see my worth. I'm carrying more than anyone else. If they really appreciated me, then... And the more you rehearse that story in your head, or worse, speak it out loud to other people, the more you dwell on it. And the longer you dwell on it, the louder the voice gets inside of your head. Not God's voice, Satan's voice. And Satan never starts with destruction. He starts with affirmation. You're right. They don't appreciate you. Look how valuable you are. You're being wasted. You should go do your own thing. That sounds empowering, but it's poison. Because Satan doesn't want you submitted. He wants you celebrated. He doesn't want you planted. He wants you performing. He doesn't want you saying, use me. He wants you saying, notice me. Pride always dresses itself as justice. Let me tell you something, and it's dangerous. Pride never announces itself as pride. Pride dresses up as discernment, confidence, knowing your worth, not letting people take advantage of you. But Scripture, it doesn't stutter when it says pride comes before destruction and a haughty spirit before a fall. And that's Proverbs 16:18. And if that doesn't slap you in the face and give you a wake-up call, then I don't know what will. Not sometimes, not eventually, always. Because pride does one fatal thing. It shifts your focus from God's glory to your own. And the moment your obedience becomes conditional on recognition, you are no longer serving God. You are serving yourself. Here's the deal. Some of the greatest men in history have faced the same battle. And it's not new. The greatest men in Scripture wrestled with this same temptation. Moses, he didn't say, here I am at first. He said, who am I? They won't listen. Send someone else. But peace came when Moses stopped arguing for himself and he surrendered to God's will. Isaiah didn't say, look at my gifts. He didn't say, look at my calling. He said one word that changed everything. Hineni. And that's Hebrew for here I am, send me. Not use my platform, not build my name, not protect my image, just use me. Even Jesus said, not my will, but yours be done. If the Son of God had to surrender his will, what makes us think we're exempt from that? Here's why pride will always cost you more than it gives. Pride promises recognition, control, independence, but it delivers isolation, bitterness, collapse. Pride will convince you to walk away from God-ordained authority, God-placed community, God-protected covering, all in the name of finding yourself. But hear me clearly. You never find yourself by exalting yourself. You find yourself by laying yourself down. Hineni is a funeral word. It doesn't mean, here I am, admire me. No. It means, here I am. I'm done fighting. Hineni is the burial of ego, the execution of self-glory, the surrender of the need to be seen. It's the moment you say, God, even if I'm not thanked, even if I'm misunderstood, even if someone else gets the credit, here I am. Use me. That's where peace lives. Not in applause, not in affirmation, not in titles, in obedience. There's a question that exposes pride. So let me ask you, and this is going to cut straight through pride. If God never promotes you, if he never spotlights you, never explains himself to you, would you still obey him? And if the answer is no, then pride is already working in you. But if the answer is yes, you're close to freedom. Church, friends, whoever's watching this, Satan doesn't need to destroy you outright. He just needs to convince you that you deserve more glory than God. And the moment you believe that lie, you'll start drifting, not away from church, but away from submission. So today, the call is simple. Not to do more, not to prove more, not to leave and build your own thing, but to come back to the altar of surrender and say, Hineni, here I am, God, not for my glory, not for my name, not for my recognition. Use me. Because pride will always promise elevation, but humility is the only place God pours grace, and that grace is what keeps you standing when everything else falls.